Welcome, darlings. My name is 42. We are now officially at the halfway mark. I hope you have been enjoying these very special stories. Tonight, I have 3 tales for you, and 1 short and sweet 2-sentence horror. So turn off the lights. Make sure your doors and windows are locked. It's about to get spooky.
Run. 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 If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, don't stop. It's been an hour since everyone on Earth, as far as I can tell, heard those same words. I was already walking through the park when I heard them, and after seeing what happens, I won't be stopping anytime soon. It's been 2 hours now. I've kept walking. I'm tired, but stopping is not an option. Some people try driving, but the act of getting in a car requires stopping, even for the briefest moment. And as those already driving when they heard the rules soon found out, it's impossible to move indefinitely in a vehicle, especially in a crowded city. Their screams kept me moving. It's been 4 hours now, and I'm exhausted, with the only thing pushing me forward being the fear of what awaits when I stop. And yes, I mean when. Proven by plenty of those around me, eventually I'll have to stop. Some have just given up, accepting their fates, only to immediately regret the decision. Some just couldn't take the screams anymore, and most simply don't see the point in continuing. And with every step, I'm starting to become more like the latter. It's been about 6 hours, and for the first time, I saw what happens up close. I was walking aimlessly down an alley, trying to get away from the madness, when I saw a young man no more than 16 crying. It didn't even register at first to me until he made eye contact with me. He had stopped moving. His eyes were bloodshot, and not just whites around his pupil. I mean the entirety of his eyes were crimson red. Black tears streamed down his expressionless face, and then he smiled. A wide, toothy smile that would have screamed of joy if it wasn't followed by an animalistic scream that would give the biggest horror fanatic nightmares. I wish I could say witnessing his dying moments was the most horrific thing to happen to me today. But then it hit me. The realization that I had stopped moving. Found on an iPhone search history. Hey Siri, show me funny videos. I'm bored and grounded. Hey Siri, show me funny videos. Hey Siri, show me funny TikToks. Hey Siri, show me videos of people falling and it's funny. Hey Siri, show me videos of people getting hurt. Hey Siri, where can I find someone to hurt my parents? Hey Siri, what's the best way to hurt someone? Hey Siri, where can I buy a hammer? Officer Miller sighed heavily. The dead bodies in front of him must have been Mr. and Mrs. Stevenson. Although with the decay, it could have been anyone. Neighbors had called police about a terrible stench coming from the apartment. He was no detective, but it looked like the young son who was still missing may be involved, and it broke his heart. He knew this family, and while Stevensons could be tough on their son, they loved him. The officer went for his radio to call it in, when he felt a blow in the back of his head. His vision started to go dark as he heard, "Hey Siri, what's the best way to get rid of 3 bodies?" My family. I died 8 years ago. It wasn't particularly tragic or unusual, just a car accident. I don't blame the man who hit me. He was speeding because his wife was in labor, and there was black ice on the road. He lost control of the car, and I lost my life. It's not his fault. I know that. I'm not cruel, and I'm not vengeful. If anything, I'm the opposite. You see, I don't have any family left, and I had lost a few friends around that time. When it was time for my funeral, the only people who came was my boss and the family who killed me. The wife held her newborn daughter close to her chest. I hated my boss, and the cemetery was awfully lonely, so I followed the family home. Lily may as well have been my own flesh and blood. She was sweet and bright and oh so very small. She had trouble sleeping if someone wasn't rocking her crib, and her parents were so tired. After they put her to bed, it was easy for me to rock her crib for her. I didn't get tired. I could help her. As the years passed, Jack and Lori realized they weren't alone in the house. It didn't take long for them to make the connection between my funeral and when I had shown up. And I'd never been malevolent, so they weren't afraid or angry. They started to burn candles on the anniversary of my death day. They left an empty chair for meals and holidays. I really felt like a member of the family. Someone is trying to force the door. It's Lori's ex. He's obsessed. He's angry. He's going to hurt the family. My family. The thing about ghosts is the more offerings you get, the stronger you become. I've been enjoying candles, trinkets, and even the occasional food item for the past 5 years. I was strong from that. The knife feels warm in my hand, a shock of heat against the ice of my skin. Lori, Jack, and Lily are my family. I care about them, and they're not going to join me yet. If I put a lot of periods in the first sentence, the mods will have to remove it for being more than 2 sentences. I hope this works, because my captors say once I hit 100 upvotes, I'm done for.
I hope you enjoyed those tales. Are you going to be asking Siri some new questions? I heard running is good for you. I hope you don't stop. But then again, maybe you have a ghost willing to protect you as well. If you enjoyed this video, then hit that like button and make sure it feels it. I do hope you have subscribed. It'd be a shame if you missed a video. 242 is working so hard. I mean, she has to. I did chain her to her computer. See you tomorrow evening, darlings.